What if the secret to getting rich is not being smart, but being just delusional enough to ignore reality? Meet Timothy Dexter. In the late 1700s, he was considered the town idiot. His rivals hated him so much they tried to bankrupt him by giving him the worst financial advice in history. Ship coal to a coal mining city and sell stray cats to the Caribbean. But here's the twist. He did it. And instead of going broke, he became a millionaire. Why? Because Dexter fell into a narrative trap, but he was the one setting it. He refused to accept the story that he was stupid, and in doing so, he bent reality to his will. Today, we are going to look at the man who was too ignorant to fail, and how his irrational confidence is exactly what you need to break out of your own stagnation in modern life. Welcome back to Thought Trek. This week, we are exploring the narrative trap, the idea that reality is not shaped by facts, but by the stories we tell ourselves. Usually, we let society write those stories for us. We listen to the critics, the experts, and the realists. But what happens when you stop listening? What happens when you trust your own internal story so deeply that the world has no choice but to agree with you? Let's open the history books to the strange, hilarious, and profitable life of Lord Timothy Dexter. Timothy Dexter was an uneducated leather tanner in Massachusetts who lucked into some money. He wanted to hang out with the elites, but the elites looked at him and saw a clown. They wanted him gone. So the local merchants decided to feed him poison investment tips to wipe him out. First, they told him to ship warming pans, long-handled heaters for beds, to the West Indies. This is a tropical paradise. It is 90 degrees in the shade. It is like selling ice to an Eskimo. Dexter did not know geography, so he sent 40,000 of them. When they arrived, the local molasses industry bought them all, realizing the pans were perfect ladles for skimming syrup. Dexter made a fortune. The elites were furious. So they tried again. They told him to round up stray cats and ship them to the Caribbean. He arrived just as a massive rat plague was destroying the food supply. The islands bought every single cat at a premium. Dexter won again. Finally, the ultimate trap. They told him to ship coal to Newcastle. Newcastle was a coal mining city. This is the idiom for redundancy. It is like selling sand to the desert. Dexter did it anyway. By sheer chance, he arrived during a massive miners' strike. The city was freezing. He sold his coal at a massive markup. Dexter was so convinced of his own genius that he wrote a book called A Pickle for the Knowing Ones. It had 0 punctuation. When critics complained, he did not apologize. In the second edition, he added a page of periods and commas at the end and told the critics to pepper and salt it as they please. Here is the lesson. Dexter was trapped in a narrative of his own making. I am a genius. Because he believed this, he took risks that smart people would not touch. His rivals were trapped in the narrative of logic. Logic said coal to Newcastle fails. But logic does not account for strikes, luck, or human unpredictability. Dexter proved that if you act with enough boldness, you create variables that did not exist before. Now, I am not telling you to invest your life savings in something random. But look at your own life. Where are you stuck because you are being realistic? We often suffer from the opposite of Dexter's problem. We have imposter syndrome. We wait for permission. We wait for the data to be perfect. We listen to the experts who tell us why a business idea will fail or why we are not qualified for that promotion. Dexter teaches us the power of architecting your reality. Ignore the safe narrative. The crowd is usually wrong because the crowd avoids risk. If you do what everyone else does, you get what everyone else has. Action generates luck. You cannot think your way into luck. You have to move. Dexter did not get lucky sitting at home. He got lucky because his ships were in the water. Own your flaws. Dexter did not hide his lack of education. He published a book about it. When you own your narrative, even the messy parts, nobody can use them against you. Sometimes the smartest move is to shut off your critical brain, ignore the odds, and just ship the cats. Timothy Dexter died a wealthy man, laughing at the people who called him a fool. He reminds us that reality is malleable. It bends to the person with the most conviction. The narrative society has written for you, that you need to wait your turn, stay in your lane, and follow the rules, is a trap. Escape it. Write your own story, even if it has no punctuation, and dare the world to correct you. Hit that like button to help us hack the algorithm, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching Thought Trek. Keep trekking.